The evening was cold and gloomy, perfectly reflecting my state of mind after recently burying my relative, Uncle Mike. His departure was unexpected and tragic. I couldn't fully comprehend his passing yet, and continued to endure the blow of loss. With a heavy heart, I headed to the cemetery to spend some more time by his grave, immerse myself in memories, and perhaps find some solace. As I stood there among the graves, under the bending willows swaying in the wind, I felt as if someone was watching me. I glanced over my shoulder, but saw no one. I chalked it up to my nerves playing tricks on me and returned home. But something strange happened when I got home. My phone rang, displaying a familiar name, Mike. My heart raced. I could barely believe my eyes. How was this possible? My uncle passed away a week ago. I saw his body at the funeral. With doubt and fear gripping me, I answered the call. Hello, my voice trembled, but all I heard in response was a strange rustling, as if someone was whispering something in the background. I tried to ask again, but there was only silence. Eerie, unsettling silence. I felt goosebumps crawling up my spine and was completely paralyzed with fear. Who is this? I yelled into the phone, but again, only the rustling. At that moment, I thought it might be some glitch in the phone or perhaps a prank from my friends, but then I remembered that my uncle used an old, cheap phone that I kept after his death as a memento. My fear intensified, and I decided to take action. Mike, is that you? My voice quivered. Again, the rustling. Only this time it sounded louder, as if someone was tapping on glass. If it's you, give me some sign, I shouted, feeling my knees weaken. And then in that silence, I heard a voice that made my heart stop. Help me. Mike's voice, but it sounded distorted, as if a ghost, choked by eternal darkness. Where are you? What happened? My voice trembled with horror. But only the rustling and silence answered. Panic seized me. I didn't know what to do. Should I call the police? An ambulance? I felt like I was about to break apart from fear and helplessness. But then I heard something else. A whisper that pierced my soul like a chilling wind. He's here. The voice was so close that I could almost feel its breath on my ear. I turned around but saw no one. Only the dark, ominous emptiness. Who's here? My voice sounded feeble. But there was only the echo of my own despair. I threw the phone on the floor and dropped to my knees, burying my face in my hands. At that moment, I felt a touch on my shoulder. A chilling, grave-like touch. I turned around and saw him. My uncle stood before me. Or at least something that looked like him. His face was pale and contorted with agony, his eyes gleaming in the darkness like two fireflies. I froze, unable to believe my eyes. But it was him. I recognized his body, his clothes, his visage. Mike, my voice trembled with horror. But he just stared at me, his eyes gleaming like two glowing embers. Help me,